Hey, friends. Welcome to the Raising Boys and Girls podcast. I'm Sissy Goff.
And I'm David Thomas, and we're so glad you joined us for this conversation. Let's dive in.
In the midst of this conversation about what kids need right now, we are so excited about this talk because this is something that's not talked about a lot in the lives of kids. And I think something that is especially hard for parents. And if we were going to go back to our Enneagram series, maybe even harder for certain numbers. We won't name any names. But in the midst of talking so much too about anxiety, you all, ours, our kids, and the worry that settles collectively into all of our homes today, we want to focus on something surprisingly powerful that fights anxiety, builds resilience, strengthens families, and brings back joy. You ready for it? Play.
The research keeps confirming what we have seen in our counseling offices for 3 decades. Play is essential, not extra, and yet families are playing less than ever.
So today, we're going to talk about what play does for kids, what it does for us as parents, why it transforms relationships, and 5 simple ways to bring more play back into your home.
All right, so you ready? Let's talk about the decline of play and why it matters. So free, unstructured play has steadily declined for decades. More structured environments, more adult control, less recess. I hate saying that out loud, but it's true. 96% of schools had recess in 1989. By 1999, you ready for this? Only 70% of kindergarten classes did at all.
At the same time, kids' mental health has worsened. As we all know, we're seeing higher rates of anxiety, depression, and you all know this too. The U.S. Surgeon General has declared a youth mental health crisis.
Now, play isn't the only answer, but it is a huge part of the solution. Kids who play have, listen to this, here are the social benefits: listening, taking turns, empathy, conflict resolution skills. Emotional benefits: self-regulation, patience, independence. Physical benefits: strength, motor skills, trying new things. Cognitive benefits: creativity, executive functioning, problem solving, and we could go on and on.
Oh, it makes me feel like I need to be playing every day. The American Academy of Pediatrics says play is brain building. Children who play have lower cortisol, which we know is considered the stress hormone. They experience greater neuroplasticity in their brains. They're growing new neural pathways at a higher rate than other kids. And play builds the very skills that protect mental health.
Or as Time said, play teaches children how to be human. Let me say that again. Play teaches children how to be human.
So we're going to talk about why play is good for us. Because we don't outgrow our need for play just because we turn 18. Play helps us reduce stress. Hello, endorphins. Play helps us improve memory. Play bolsters creativity and imagination. Play strengthens empathy and intimacy. And play helps us stay young and energetic.
George Bernard Shaw famously said, "We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing." All right, and tell folks right now, what have you been playing lately to keep you from growing old?
The piano.
There you go.
I've been playing the piano more than I have in a long time. And for anxious parents, part of what we love is that play gives your brain a break. You can't fully be in worry and fully in play at the same time.
So let's talk about how play is good for your relationships. Play therapists say play is the language of kids. When we step into play, we're stepping into their primary way of communicating.
Through play, parents learn what kids are working out internally. We see certain themes develop as we observe kids play. Through play, parents learn what kids are working out internally, what's going on inside of them, what themes they're processing. Even play therapists are watching for certain themes such as power, kids who feel out of control, safety, different issues in family relationships. We also learn how to help kids practice emotional regulation and resilience.
And play chemically changes connection. When you laugh with your kids, the brain literally swaps cortisol for dopamine, first of all, which informs motivation and attention, oxytocin, which affects bonding and trust, and endorphins, which impact pleasure and calm.
Play is healing. It softens conflict, builds trust, and communicates, I like you and I enjoy you. Kids feel delightful when they're delighted in. Y'all know you've heard us say that so many times. And a great way to communicate that is through getting on the floor, engaging with them in play.
So let's address the myth of playing right. Like there's one right way to do it. A lot of parents think, I'm not good at playing. I don't even know where to start.
Back to our Enneagram conversation. Wonder who? There is no right way to play. Kids don't need you to be perfect in play or anything else. They need your presence. Playfulness equals curiosity, delight, and agency. And any of us can bring those three things into the equation. And that can include pulling out pots and pans. Toddlers love those anyway, pulling them out of your cabinets. Dancing in the kitchen, such simple things. Rain puddles. Go jump in a rain puddle next time it rains at your house, unless it's super cold. Board games. We've been talking about, actually, we're about to talk about, you all hang on in this episode because we're going to have a really important conversation about board games. Legos. I'm playing a lot of Legos at my house and Magnet-Tiles. Throwing the football. There's so many ways we can engage kids in play.
Okay, can I tell a quick story?
Yes.
When you said what you said about pots and pans, can I tell a great story about my sweet mom who I miss so much?
I'd love to hear it.
When my kids were littles and they would go visit their grandparents' house, my mom, who kept an amazingly orderly house, would let her grandchildren drag out every pot and pan in the lower cabinets. I mean, look like complete and utter chaos. And they would have parades around the house, banging pans with wooden spoons.
Oh.
Everybody just chanting, singing, walking around the house. And I still have beautiful memories of the video footage of getting to see that I wouldn't trade for anything. So the goal is connection. The goal is not performance. The goal is not an orderly house. It's connection.
Y'all, here's a really important thing to say in this day and time is that the primary thing that play requires is margin, which is something we have in shorter supply than ever before. And a study of nearly 9,000 preschoolers found only 51% played outside or played with a parent each day. Parents are so guilt-driven into enrichment opportunities. That's what we're so focused on, that there's no time left for play.
During the early days of COVID, almost every family told us, we're actually enjoying this time. Do you remember the first time you heard a family say that?
Yes.
We're playing games, we're walking, we're laughing.
And so much of that was because we had margin, you guys. We felt calmer, more connected, less anxious, mostly less anxious.
Most families have sadly lost that margin again. The rush stills play, and anxiety thrives in the rush.
So let's talk about 5 practical ways to play with your kids today. Number 1, we want you to schedule play. If needed, if you live by a schedule, go ahead and schedule play. The CDC recommends only 5 to 20 minutes of special playtime daily. 5 minutes, y'all, is not hard to carve out in a day. It's not about quantity, it's about consistency. A small daily investment is going to make a huge emotional difference with the kids that you love. And so think about what's one 5 to 10 minute window that could become playtime for you today.
All right, let's talk about join them in what they love. And I think you do an amazing job with this. Will you talk about how you've been joining your nephews lately?
Well, Legos is one. I definitely always have the latest Nintendo system, which, yes, is a screen, but Mario is so relationship building for us. Side note, if you have a toddler, Whit loves to play Mario, and he has never played Mario in his life. He has a remote with no batteries and thinks he's driving that little car, but we love Mario Kart. Magnet-Tiles, as I mentioned, I mean, there are so many different things. I try to stay really up on what my nephews love and figure out how do I play the things that they love with them, because I think that not only communicates, I love what you love, but it communicates, I love you. So trying to play with them as much as I can.
And I'm just here to say, I don't know another woman in her 50s who's as well-versed in excavators and Hot Wheels cars as you. You are so strong in that game. When we enter what kids love, we enter their world. And it communicates, as Sissy just reminded us beautifully, what matters to you matters to me. This builds confidence, connection, and openness in kids.
Number 3, bring out your childhood favorites to play with them. Buy the Light Bright. Find a Light Bright. Find the old Star Wars figures. Play the games with them that you loved. Watch your favorite childhood shows or movies together. This last visit, as we're recording this, we're right up on Christmas. And we watched The Year Without a Santa Claus with Heat Miser and Snow Miser because it's one of my favorites. And we laughed so hard and enjoyed it so much because I think when we play our favorite childhood games, watch our favorite childhood movies, it takes us back to where we weren't thinking about margin. We weren't so focused on all the things we needed to do. It brings out more of who we were as a child. And so I think we connect with kids more differently around those things. So think about those. Nostalgia unlocks playfulness in adults, and your kids love seeing you come alive.
We're actually going to talk more about that and a little surprise we have at the end of this episode in a few
Yes,
minutes.
we
so
are.
Stay with us. Number 4, it limits direction and correction.
Ooh. During playtime, be a playmate and not a coach.
Dads, Sissy's going to say that one more time.
During playtime, be a playmate and not a coach. No sports tips, no academic advice, no, you could do that better during the fun.
Correction shuts down connection, and teens especially feel it. Play needs freedom, silliness, and safety.
Number 5, say yes more often. Say yes to Uno. Say yes to swimming even when your hair's clean. Say yes to baking even if flour goes everywhere. I try to say to myself, as an Enneagram 1, when the boys come over, the mess doesn't matter. The mess doesn't matter.
So
I can
good.
clean it up later. The mess doesn't matter. Say yes to joy. Say yes to connection. Say yes when they ask for you.
Because the ask is never just about the game. It's about closeness.
Okay, last few reminders before we jump over to our important surprise coming up. Play lowers anxiety for us and the kids we love.
Play builds resilience, confidence, and connection.
Play doesn't require perfection, just presence.
And play reminds our kids not only that we love them,
but that we like them.
And you all, we don't want to just invite you into play and talk about its importance. We want to give you one of the most fun and one of our new favorite ways of experiencing all this goodness with kids. We are super excited to introduce you to 2 new delightful friends who took an incredible detour in their vocational lives into this great work that we believe could bring a lot of fun, a lot of connection, a lot of laughter, and a lot of play into your lives. We knew this was going to happen, didn't we?
Oh, I'm so excited.
Me too. We've loved these folks from afar for quite some time now.
Yes.
And have been so excited about having you in person at the Daystar House today where we could have this conversation. And we barely been together, and we're just bananas about you both. We knew this was going to happen.
Already.
We did.
And your game, certainly.
Yeah. So we are thrilled to be sitting here with 2 delightful folks who we're going to let them introduce themselves in a minute and talk about this incredible work you've created of Hootenanny. So will you just start there? Introduce yourselves, talk about how you arrived at this place of doing this great work.
And chose the name Hootenanny because
Yes.
it is an awesome
We need to
name.
hear that too.
Well, first of all, we are huge fans. We have been huge fans of yours from afar for a long time,
You're
too.
so
And so
kind.
we are over the moon to be here today. This is just really exciting for us. But Whitney Kimerling and
Alex Kimerling.
we are the husband and wife team behind Hootenanny Games. So our start was during COVID. Alex was COO for another game company. I was a partner in a law firm. And, we're both working from home. And it's the first time I really had visibility into what he was doing every day. And, he's on these Zoom calls with comedians and he's just crying, laughing. And I mean, I'm on
You
Zoom
were having
calls.
more fun during the pandemic than most of us have.
Right, exactly. He's crying, laughing on his Zoom calls, and I'm just crying on mine. So at that point, I realized, okay, I've gone terribly wrong with my career choice. I need to pivot here. And we'd always wanted to work together. And so we just said, hey, this is such a fun way to bring joy into the world, bring people together. Let's do this. And we just celebrated our second birthday. And it's been so fun.
Congratulations, y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And how do we come up with the name Hootenanny?
Oh, this, it's a great word, right?
It is a great word.
Fantastic word.
It's fun. And
Yes.
it makes you feel fun. You laugh when you say it.
Yes.
Which, that's what you want in games. But it's a word we always use in our house.
Really?
And our kids would come and pile in bed with us on Saturday mornings. You got the kids and the dog and everything. And we'd always say, oh, this is a real Hootenanny, isn't it?
So good.
And so it just worked for a game company name.
And if anyone's not familiar with that word, it means a pile-on party?
Yeah, well, in our mind, it's a party, sometimes with music and a little dancing. You know.
Right.
Love it.
Yeah, just a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Which your games are. We have loved getting to familiarize with ourselves with them and play with them. And we just gave them to every staff member at Daystar for Christmas.
So
Gifts yesterday.
thousands of families are going to get to experience your games under the roof of this house over the coming years, which we couldn't be happier about.
Well, that makes our hearts happy too, because we love to share that joy and connect through play.
Yeah,
And that's what it's all about.
Yes.
Just bringing people together.
Absolutely. Well, and obviously in our offices, we're having a lot of conversations about screens and about how concerned parents are about the amount of time that kids of all ages are spending on screens. And so wanting them to have good alternatives, which we all love games and feel like they are one of the best alternatives we can find. So will y'all describe a couple of your favorite games for different ages even?
Yeah. So how about you start? You want to start with the younger ages?
Yeah. So, we started with games when our kids were really little, because it's just an easy connection point, right?
Yes.
You've got all these developmental tools in one box.
Yes.
There's a game called Monkey Around for ages 2 and up. I don't know if y'all are familiar with it. It's got this little beanbag banana in it and just these fun little action cards that's like, stand on one foot with the banana on your head. And, it just introduces kids to games. It's cooperative. It makes you giggle, which I think is, what more can you want in a game for a 2-year-old?
Right.
Indeed.
Yes.
Then I'd say if you're progressing to like age 4, Zingo was a hit in our house. It helps with the word recognition and, just sneakily educational.
Yes.
That's how I like to put it.
Good word. Yeah.
Good word.
Sneakily educational.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at 6, we come in with Feeling Cute, where you
Yes.
get to rank cute animals.
Which is so fun.
What's
Who
not
doesn't
to
love
love
that?
about cute animals?
Right.
Absolutely. And as you get a little older, we have Floats McGoats is another Hootenanny game.
Okay.
And that's a great game for maybe 8 to 10-year-old age range. And it introduces them more to a traditional board game style, but still quirky. It's about shipwrecked goats. You're building a raft to get to safety. It's so much fun. And then as you increase to more the adolescent age, we've got a Sour Patch Kids game. It's a version of Six'em.
Yes.
Our dice bingo-esque game with a little element of sabotage. And so that game does really well in that kind of tween crowd and a little higher than that as well. And then we also love Flip 7. Have y'all played this?
No.
It is not one of our games. It is so much fun. It's kind of a blackjacky game. Push your luck game where you're trying to not bust. And it's a very, very great game for a lot of people. So if you've got 6 or
That's
8 people in
fun.
your family sitting around. It's a great game for
Flip
that.
7. Okay, we all also talk about Disco Island Escape because I have a couple of really close family friends that I am giving them, I hope they're not listening, I won't say who they are, Sixum and Disco Island Escape because I love the concept of the Disco Island situation and it has a fun twist.
Yes. So Disco Island, I say it's like Sorry meets Checkers.
Yes.
And it's actually been really popular with boys. And I think because it's got this fun element of where you can send people back to the start, like in Sorry. And I think they really latch onto that.
Yes.
But it's, we like to put some quirky stories behind some of our games. And this one is you've got these lemurs that live on Disco Ball Mountain, and it turns out to be a volcano, and they've got to boogie to safety across the lava to get to their boats offshore. You know what I mean? It's just off the wall bizarre.
Cute.
But that one it's been a really fun addition to the lineup. It got one of Parents' Best Toys Awards for this year or
It's
2025.
amazing.
And one thing that I love to tell about that game is when we were doing the graphics on the cover, we were looking at it one day and we said, it's just there's something that's missing and we can't quite figure out what it is. And our 9-year-old just walked in the room and he goes, "Oh, you need lights in the trees." And we're like, that's exactly what you need. So we added the lights.
That's so fun.
It just was a real family project.
Oh, I love that so much.
And so much of this is a family project. I mean, we get to play test these games with our kids, with their friends. Anybody that comes over to our house, they're like, "Hey, what game are we playing?" I mean, it's a really fun way for us to interact with not just them, but their whole crew.
Yeah.
And it's constantly changing too. I mean, they want to play different games and they want to try something, and they are not upset at all if we pull out a prototype that doesn't have art on it yet.
Oh, I bet they think it's so cool getting to help test
fun.
it. Yes.
It's fun.
Y'all are going to have the fun house in perpetuity.
I hope so. Isn't that all of our goals?
Yes,
right?
totally.
We want to be the house where everybody wants to hang out.
Right.
So, but we know we're parents. We have 2 3rd-grade boys. We get the screen time battle, not only for our kids, but for ourselves, right? And so once we open that game box, it's this great chance for all of us to be dialed in to something that doesn't involve a blue light,
Indeed.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
think about all the growth opportunities that come from that. I mean, you've got turn taking in games that children need to learn these, right? And logic and decision making and patience and winning and losing. I mean, there's a lot of aspects of games that transfer perfectly to real world situations.
Yes.
And so getting that at a young age, I think is just really important.
I love that you highlighted that.
I know, me too.
And I want to say, well, let me say something. I want to brag on the two of you about something I love about the way you've created your work. And then I want to ask you both to think about, is there a story either that you've experienced within your family of seeing the evidence of what you hope would come from creating this great work happen, or a story that a family shared that's been this great reminder of, gosh, this is why we did this. While you're thinking about that, I want to say this to you. When I was on your website for the first time, which is delightful, by the way, it's a great way for folks to get a good snapshot of all the offerings. One of my all-time favorite things, I want to brag on you two for thinking of this. Okay, parents listening, we all know one of the least enjoyable parts of playing games is when you unpackage and you break out that long instruction guide and think, oh, there's going to be a lot of mastery for us old folks. Kids catch on so easily and quickly to games. We don't always. And you have these great short little 2-minute videos where you explain the rules of the game.
So good.
That is brilliant.
Thank you.
Just brilliant. And I didn't feel nearly as overwhelmed in learning a new game when I could watch the video.
Good. That is the point, right? And we all learn differently too.
Yes.
For me, I like turning that video on while I'm reading the rules. They can watch the video so I can digest without being asked, well, what do I do here? What do I do here when I've read the same sentence in the rules 5 times.
Yes.
Right? So it was kind of an invention of necessity, right?
It's a brilliant invention.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you.
And do you have any stories that come to mind as you think on what has happened since you created this work in ways you'd hoped?
Oh, gosh.
Well, while you're thinking of something more, I guess, deeper and more important, I want to tell a funny story about just the passion that comes from these games.
Yes.
And I think drawing on people's excitement is really important. So we were playtesting Feeling Cute early on, and we had just printed off random photos off the internet. Like, this was early in the game. And there was a 4-year-old playing the game with us, and she was so cute. And she drew a card, and it was the fennec fox. Do you know this?
No.
It has huge ears. It's a cute little animal. And it was her favorite animal. And she freaked out and grabbed that card and ran off and was like, "This is mine." and we were like, "Okay, but we kind of need that back to continue the playtest. But we'll give you a copy of the game."
It's so good.
She now has her very own Fennec Fox card, just for anyone's worry.
I love that.
That fennec fox made it in the game, definitely.
Yes.
But it's so fun to see people really latch on to some aspect of a game that we've created and brought to life. And they're like, "Oh, this is awesome." It just makes you feel so good.
That's so cool.
So I'll tell you a personal story and how I think it's really shaped me and our family dynamic with games. And what I think is just in general really great about games is I think if we sat here right now and I said, "Tell me a story about playing a game from your childhood," you would know immediately.
Yes.
You would know what game you played.
Yes.
You would know a funny story or something that really was a core memory.
Yes.
And I played a ton of games growing up with my family. I mean, heaven forbid I got the black ring and Pretty Pretty Princess. I was not a happy camper. But, I wanted that same thing for my kids. I wanted them to really have that core memory. We have one child that hates competition, just does not like competition. And when we were growing up, there were no cooperative-based games. Right? I mean, that was not a thing.
Yes.
And it really opened my eyes to, okay, let's look at more cooperative options. Let's look at something that's going to bring him to the table and get him engaged. And I think it made me better as a product development person within Hootenanny. But it also, I think, helped me understand him a lot more just as a mom.
What are your what would you recommend in terms of collaborative games?
Oh, Feeling Cute. Absolutely. Yeah. Because, you can work together to build this long lineup of cute animals before all 3 dreaded blobfish are flipped over, and that just is one that always makes you happy. And if you've got a kiddo like I do, who doesn't necessarily thrive in a competitive environment, exploring the cooperative options are a nice option. Or like in Sixum, it's got this sabotage element. That's our dice bingo game. And you can erase X's from people's board. Well, if I play it with him, we just don't sabotage. We just try to get dice bingo and try to get a line of X's on our board first. And that takes that element out that maybe makes him uneasy.
That's such a great suggestion.
And I think that brings us to, house rules. And I think house rules are so important to know that if there's something that doesn't work for your family, just change it and find what works and what makes your game night and your game experiences enjoyable for you.
Yeah, I love that concept. I know. I would love to ask a really specific question about playing games with kids. I get to spend a lot of time with my little nephews who are a blast, and 7 and 3. And we were playing a game last weekend. And I would say both were highly competitive. I won't name names in case they ever listen to this. But so one was working really hard to win, and the other, rather than working hard, would go and cross his little arms and drop his shoulders and say, "I'm not winning." And then he would just walk away and quit. So for a child who tends to withdraw from games, throwing in the towel, what would y'all encourage parents to do in those situations, or aunts?
Well, a lot of times in those situations, I think that's where teaming up is a good is a good benefit, because they feel like they've got somebody who's in it with them. So even if a game's not a team game, play it as a team.
Yes.
And then I think it just so much of it comes down to finding the right game.
Mm-hmm.
So Early Bird, for example,
Mm-hmm.
it is a super fast card game where you're trying to get rid of your cards as fast as possible, but it's got these funny little challenge cards mixed in that kind of wreak havoc on everybody that's playing, right? You might throw down a squirrel twirl card and everybody has to stand up, spin around, and be the first to slap the table.
So good.
So my non-competitive child,
Mm-hmm.
who you would think would hate this like super fast action game,
Mm-hmm.
loves it because he can just wreak havoc whenever he wants by throwing these challenge cards in there.
So good.
So if you have a game that's got sort of these equalizer elements to it, it really kind of levels the playing field and solves that for you.
Yeah.
And there have been a
Thank
lot
you.
of game nights where we just pull out a bunch of little 5-10 minute games and just play through 10 different games. I mean,
That's a
in
great
45
idea,
minutes.
too.
And we just, we try one out. We're like, oh, that was fun. What's the next one? And we play another one. And then we play another one. And we just, we burn through them. And that way it doesn't put as much emphasis on one person winning,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's all different. They're different skills, different types of games. And you're just having a kind of a fun series of events.
That's awesome.
So good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. It's been my own counseling session.
Well, game nights are not always easy.
You see a lot, which is so helpful and good.
Yeah.
And can be hard.
Well, but I think sometimes it intimidates parents because they might play a game. Somebody might throw a tantrum.
Yes.
And they might say, oh, I'm not going to have another game night.
Mm-hmm.
We are really big proponents of letting different, like rotating among your kids who gets to pick the game.
Ooh, that's
too.
good too. Yeah.
Well, and to everything you all been sharing, I loved how you highlighted this a few minutes ago. Like, it's a context for skill development. So even when we know with a hyper-competitive kid, like this could turn in a hard direction, there's opportunity for growth and skill development. So I love that you all have come back to that repeatedly.
Yes,
So
me too.
much opportunity you've created for skill development.
Yes.
And so you both shared so many wonderful things in this space, but is there anything else you would say you hope families learn or experience together through playing your games?
I hope that, first of all, people grow together. They come to the table, spend a few minutes of their life with their kids and friends and family, and just have some positive moments in their life.
Yes.
And I hope that they develop core memories of just chasing a squishy worm down the hallway or whatever it is, right? Like, these games are so goofy and they just bring laughs. And that's the goal, is just to laugh with your family and friends.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Alex always says, if we do our job right, people have fun. And I think that's what motivates us each day, and working through new products and how to make our existing products even better, and our play testing that we do and everything. We want people to have fun and enjoy themselves.
Wow.
So I remember playing chess and rook with my grandparents. Do you guys have any core memories of your family?
Oh, absolutely. I love when you were sharing that a little bit earlier, of just that reminder that every one of us has some kind of strong connection of hours of playing Monopoly for me.
Oh, yeah.
Hours. Loved that game.
Yes.
How about for you?
My mom and I played Candyland a lot, and I still remember so well, and I think I've told the story on the podcast before, but I had a friend who came over and said, your mom gets on the floor and plays with you? My mom's never done that.
Wow.
And so what a connection point to everything we're talking
Absolutely.
about doing that, getting down with them and playing. But yeah, Candyland was my favorite. Lots of sweet memories with those little
I love that.
gumdrop cards and things.
And so what does that show you about the intergenerational play? Like,
Yes.
I think that's an important aspect as well.
Absolutely.
I love that reminder.
Parents, yeah.
We were just together with family at the beach over Thanksgiving, and I was thinking about that as you were sharing that. Like, my youngest child is now 23, and my dad was there in his 80s, and we were playing games together. And that great
so
reminder
cool.
of few things bring family, that many generations together, and families in that way. So
cool.
Absolutely. And it's great memories for each generation.
Yes.
Mhm. Yes. Y'all, thank you
Oh my
for
goodness.
what you
Thank
do.
you.
Thank you for sharing it with us and spending this time with us today.
Well, we appreciate being here and getting to talk about what we love with you guys, and being with your sweet puppy.
We should have our own feeling cute card. Patches.
We'll talk about that.
Well,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
We'll talk after.
Got some ideas.
We do have the dog that's in feeling cute is our lab, Emmy Lou.
Aw,
She's
So-
beautiful.
Thank you. We think
Yes.
so, but we're not partial
With
or anything.
good reason.
David, what a team we have that we get to call friends who help make this podcast possible. Chris Starrett, our engineer,
Our management team at KCH.
and we are thrilled to be a part of the That Sounds Fun network.
Our music was created by the insanely talented Dave Haywood of Lady A.
And if this podcast felt helpful to you, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, all the things.
We are grateful for you and cheering you on always.